Hello and welcome back to the channel. Right, so I've been away for a week. I am back and I thought what better way to kind of get back into the swing of things than have a look at the DLC that's released. So we've had the Horsch pack. Now I know I'm a bit late to this. I know probably plenty of videos already on it, but I thought I'd go and just have a quick look and have a look at the equipment as well. And also just thank everyone because I obviously did the fundraiser for the Farmhand series on episode 100. And I've hit over 2,500 people, so I'm absolutely amazed by that. It's incredible, absolutely incredible, and every single one of you that's taken the time to donate with obviously a lot of generosity. Yeah, I just want to thank you all, I really do. So definitely thank you for that. The Farmhand will continue at the weekend as well. I've had a few questions about that. But yeah, let's get back in the swing of things and have a look at this map then. Now, I've actually been really looking forward to this map, mainly because my aim is to play this just as a personal kind of save game, because I do like obviously doing a bit of arable, and this map from the look of it is perfect for arable. It's got a couple of big fields, it's not massive, but yeah, it just ticks the box for me to do a bit of a personal playthrough, bit of an arable kind of farming kind of experience on FS, and yeah, I like the look of it. Now, this map was released on FS19, but this has been redone, so everything is all been redone for FS22. So you got all the textures are new, and a lot of it looks familiar. I will say that now. A lot of it does look familiar, especially the grass. I feel like I've seen that somewhere else. So, yeah. So I'm excited to just check it out. So let's have a quick look around. I didn't actually play this map on FS19, so it's all new to me. But I've had a quick nose about because I wanted to obviously get a bit prepped and spawn in the equipment that's coming from the Horsch pack, which is something that I'm also really looking forward to because, yeah, in itself, there is some decent kit in that, real decent. I'm trying to figure out what this shed would be because this is based off a real place. So this is actually a real place. I think it's in the Czech Republic. I'm hoping I'm right with that, but I think it is in the Czech Republic. And it's obviously owned by Horsch, and they do all the testing of their equipment there. And yeah, so they can do arable work, but also, yeah, some kind of research, I guess. And but like an R&D centre, you could say, for the equipment they make. So maybe that's like a showroom. Who knows? Who knows? I also had a brilliant holiday, so thank you for everyone that was watching the videos and asking me open, wishing me a good time away. I definitely enjoyed the week that I had abroad, and yeah, I think it was much needed. I hadn't been on a holiday for over 5 years away like that, and it really did, you know, it was definitely needed. Let's have a quicker look around then. So I think this, yeah, it is. This is like a storage area, it looks like, for solid fertilizer. I wonder if it's one of them ones where you can spawn. I think it might actually be. It might be a trigger somewhere where I can pull up to that. There's one down there, so that must be maybe the same. Possibly. Looks like a bit of a workshop. So if we walk through here, yeah, there's a lot of detail to it. And that looks like that's where you sleep. Oh, let's have a go upstairs, eh? See if we can actually get up. Yes, we can. So I imagine that's the wardrobe. Yep, it is. So I like that. That looks pretty cool. Is this another room? That is an old computer. I don't think you'd be running much on that nowadays. Right, so let's carry on. Let's have a quick look around. I'm only going to make this a brief video, just have a nosy, but I do want to check out the equipment. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing a series on this map, but I will be doing, you know, my own personal playthrough just for a bit of downtime away from the series, and yeah, just enjoy the game. Yeah, so this is liquid fertilizer, it says in the bottom right, so we can obviously refill and purchase. So if we wanted to buy all that, then I imagine we just come into this trigger and we can refill from here. So that's pretty cool. So I guess that's where it's stored. It's not bad. I mean, it is included in the Year 2 Season Pass. So if you have got the Year 2 Season Pass, then this is included in that. I think standalone it's about £8. So with that you get all the equipment, and there is quite a lot of it. I'd say the £8 alone, for the quality of the equipment that I've seen, is something that I'd probably purchase myself. I would definitely purchase it, but I obviously got the year 2 season pass, so it was included. But for £8, I would definitely get this pack for the equipment alone, especially that. And there's a lot of storage area, as you can see. There's a big shed. So you can see it's quite an open yard. I don't know what this is. This might be something to do with testing out, like maybe the equipment that they build. Who knows? So let's have a look in here. Again, another massive storage shed. There's definitely a lot of storage, and you're starting to see some of the items that are already on the map, which is part of the obviously the DLC. So this is a Horsch weeder, and this is included within the pack. So we'll go through all them one by one in a second. And some more equipment there. I think it all... I don't know if it's every single item, but a lot of this stuff did spawn in, and I had a bit of a mess about with it. But there's a lot of storage area. But I did also get all the equipment and placed it down just so I can actually showcase it and talk about it a little bit. But it's definitely a good yard. If you're into arable work, I think this is a perfect little map. It is, definitely. I mean, it's got no animals on, as far as I can tell in the map. If we have just a quick nosy at the map, it is, like I said, it's a small area for a map size. But you got some big fields. I mean, field 16 is massive. It really is. It'll take quite some time to chip through that. But again, if you're into just playing the game, relaxing, perfect for that. So I am going to try and tackle that myself, field 16. But there is a lot of sell points. So I think down here, we'll have a look at this, but this biogas plant area, you have got an animal dealer, so that's good. So if you did want to build something for yourself, you can do, which is good to know. And you got a sawmill as well. And then up here is all like the Horsch equipment area. So this is their yard, their main yard. This field as well, 17 and 18, little grass field, and then a big arable field. So let's have a look at this. So you've got your main silo there, because I think you start off with all this. And then you've got a store just across the road from it. So this is your main silo yard, and then everything there you own, which is obviously what we've just been looking around. And then we've got a few fields, and then there's some more sell points along the way. Meadow Falls. And you've got the shop, and another store, and then down here, like I said, there's a biogas plant and a few more shops. So we'll have a nose. We'll have a flyover. I think is probably the best thing to do. In fact, we'll do that now. Let's get up in the air and have a quick nosy about. You can see the size. So let's have a look at this field. So you definitely start with that field, and then you also start with this grass one over here. Now on the map, that looks like an actual small. That looks like a pretty small field. But looking at it here, it's not small at all, is it? It's not small at all. So let's have a quick look at the silo. I'll speed it up so I can actually fly through this. So main road over there we can get down. Let's have a quick look at the houses and see the detail of them. Because with it being a Giants map, you'd expect them to look pretty detailed. I mean, it does look familiar. Definitely looks familiar. But no, you can't complain with the detail on the map. It's hard for me to relate with it being in the Czech Republic, but I imagine it's spot on, especially if it's based off a real place. You've got NPCs walking around as well, which is good to see. So let's have a look at our silo area. They are some big bins. It'd be interesting to know if they actually do harvests and sell it as, to make a bit of profit or something. Do Horsch actually do that, or is this something they've added in? It'd be interesting to know if that's actually there in real life, and it's not just like an R&D center. Is it something? Do they actually do farming to make profit off the crop and the grain? So this is a store. Let's have a quick look around here. So you've got one there. I think the trigger's just there for a sell point. And then you've got another store over here, which is pretty big. It's a decent size. It's decent size. I think this must be the entrance. Yeah, it looks like it. So yeah, pretty straightforward with that. Now look at the size of this field. I think it's spawned in maize for me. I don't know if it's like that for everyone else. I imagine it is, but this is a big cornfield. And I've got my own corn textures that I'm currently using, so these aren't the actual textures in the base game. But my God, is that a field and a half? I mean, especially for corn. I mean, imagine doing maize silage. How many bunkers do you think you'd need, Phil, to harvest all that up and turn it into silage? I tell you what, you'd be busy at the biogas plant, though. You'd be making some decent money. I mean, even that field there is a big size field. Even that one, to me. But these are massive fields. It looks like we might have a tiny bit of forestry area, maybe over there, but we will have a nose. But yeah, that field is a is a decent size, to say the least. So let's have a look at this little village area then. There's another store up here. And they've got the signs that change as well. Nice sound effects. I actually think it's a nice little map. It's not that bad at all. I mean, for £8 to get a map and then obviously some equipment, overall, that's not a bad deal. I mean, I have been critical in the past, I'm not going to lie, sometimes with Giants and what they kind of offer, and especially the season pass, because you obviously pay it up front expecting certain things. And then sometimes I think year one for me was a little bit of a disappointment. I'm just going to say it because I'd rather be honest with everyone. My opinion, year one was a bit of a disappointment. The Goel balers that we had were probably the only thing that stood out to me. The rest wasn't as good. I mean, the pumps and hoses DLC, I did like that. I did. I just think the manure mod that we had before in FS19 was actually better. So it was a hit and miss for me, I'll be honest with everybody. I think everyone would much prefer it if I am honest. But this, I actually like this. For the £8, because I'm seeing it as £8, to get a map and all the equipment that we'll have a look at, it's not bad going. It really isn't. That's not, you can't really complain at that. And obviously with us having the premium, I think it's the premium edition coming out with another map and extra crops as well. Overall, year two's been probably better. Yeah, it has been better than year one. But I don't know what everyone else thinks. Let me know in the comment section. Would you agree year one was a bit of a disappointment, but year two's been better? Or do you still think, or you're after a certain thing? But I will say this map has been made well. There's a lot of detail to it. And, yeah, it's definitely been made well. It's just the fields as well. Kind of seeing this field now just makes me want to get to work in it. Because it's so big, I think, right, let's take the challenge on. But yeah, that's a little village area then. And we just have a look at the Oakbridge store just in that corner. We'll work our way down the river now to the lake and then past them grass fields, and we'll also have a look at the biogas plant. And if you did do logging, because there is a sawmill, it'd be interesting to see where they are, like enough trees to classify it as somewhere like a logging area. So I'm just going past this. It looks like some kind of storage for slurry. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I imagine maybe this has got mud mod already enabled on it, because that looks like an area where the mud mod might, if we activate that mod with it, it might be little spots on the map for that. But yeah, that's a decent sized lake, and you've probably got a few trees there. I don't know if you can class it as a logging area. Don't know if we could. I have to say the water texture is spot on with that. You can tell that it's a lake. It's not clear. It's not clean. It's dirty, kind of lakey water. If that makes any sense. Then you've got a few more grass fields. And we're still, believe it or not, next to that cornfield. Might need a helping hand with that one. So here we are. We're at the biogas plant, which is pretty straightforward. You've got quite a lot of sections, as you would expect, but a good area. And I think you need to purchase this, because I don't think it's purchasable. So we could technically just use this from the start, which is good. You've got a big bunker as well. We're going to need it with that maze. Definitely. And then you've got a lot of, yeah, it looks like it's a few sell points. So this one's Sunny Bank Store. And then if we turn around there's another sell point there for bales. And then this is your animal dealership. So at least you've got somewhere to get animals if you do decide to build on the map. Yeah, I'm pretty... do you know what? This is not bad. It's not bad at all. I think we can be quite critical of giants sometimes, but this is a decent little map. I'm just glad they included it with all the equipment as well. Not bad at all. So yeah, we've got one more sell point there. And then finally, over here, we have some solar. We have a sawmill. So you probably could go down here and chop a few of these trees. I'd say. Maybe. They don't look like trees you can chop. I don't know if it is an area for logging, but maybe you could plant your own trees and then at least you've got a sawmill to take it to. But overall, not too bad. Nice little map with, yeah, quite a bit on offer, really. I mean, we could go down to this section here, but I think it is just a few fields, a lake. I don't think there's any logging areas, per se. Right, so let's have a look at the equipment. This bit I am actually looking forward to because I do think the Horsch kit that we get is actually spot on. Really well detailed. You can tell that it's been made well. And you just know, when you get... Sometimes when you get a mod on Mod Hub, they just aren't to the same quality. It kind of looks like they've got a higher poly count, more details to them. They move better, the sound effects are better and everything. So let's go through them one by one. So this is a mulcher. There's actually two mulchers. One's obviously bigger than the other, but this one's, I think it's called the Cultro 9, something like that. And then we've got a much bigger mulcher here. And as you can see, it's the Cultro 12. So yeah, that was the Cultro 9. I guess it's 9 meter and then a 12 meter. So not bad at all. 2 extra mulchers in the game. Then we'll move on to like the cultivators. Now, these are interesting because they do have like additions to them that you can add on. A lot of them have the addition to put a seeder on there. I guess if you're cultivating and then replanting grass seed and stuff like oilseed radish. But also, this one here especially is a bit different because it can have a slurry. It can have the ability to spread a slurry as well. But from what I can tell, it only works with equipment like this. Now, this is base game. I'm not playing with any mods except just things to help me record the video, like Easy Dev and store deliveries and stuff like that. But nothing at all for additional like equipment or tractors or tools or anything like that. Just what's included in the DLC. But if you do go into the equipment, so this is the Horsch Agrovation pack, and we have a look at, I think it is this one. Yeah, so you can see that you can get a slurry distributor on it. And if you go out and then press combinations, it'll tell you things that it's obviously compatible. And these two are base game. Now, these are slurry spreaders, really. They hold slurry, and you can attach something to the back, like a spreader or a sprayer, whatever the way you're doing it. And then you can go from there, really. But with this, we can actually attach it. So let's just try this out, because I've never actually used this before. So I'm interested to see what this actually looks like. I mean, it's a bit... I mean, I imagine the amount of money you have to spend on this to get this equipment in game. Let's have a look then. So it's attached now. Obviously, ooh, I imagine that will probably be fixed. But yeah, there's a little bit of a bit missing there, isn't there? So that's probably going to be patched at some point. But yeah, that I imagine, obviously this will be full of slurry. It'll apply through. You can pull it with that. Cultivate at the same time, so not bad. Now, there is a few cultivators, like I said. You've got one that's a disc harrow. I think that's the disc harrow. And then the other two are cultivators. So you've obviously got ones that are like shallow cultivation. This is a shallow cultivator, a cultivator, and then you've got a disc harrow. So they're kind of like one of each. So 3 options there isn't bad at all. And yeah, the fact that you can add things onto them, but it's the detail that I think is the best part of these packs. They are spot on. They really are. Right, so let's move over to seeders then, because we have got a few options with seeders again. This is a decent size seeder. This will be 6 meter because of the name. But again, look at the detail on that one. That is spot on. And then you've got, I like this one because obviously the tube goes across the tractor, so you can buy this separately. It's called the partner, and then you've obviously got, which will just apply it straight to the ground as a seeder. It's obviously a little bit less weighty, and it's easy to use. Like, I'd prefer to use this setup than that setup, just because it'd be easy to turn in the field with that, because you can lift them both up and then maneuver around. And I also think it looks pretty cool. So I do like that, definitely like that. And then we've got a smaller one here. So this is a 3-meter seeder. Not bad. Again, highly detailed, but if you're running, you know, small equipment or you're going uphill, then that's definitely the option for you. So what's that? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got 6. I'll call that one combination, so 7, 8. So we've already got 8 pieces of kit. And then if we have a look over here, we've got a planter, which will make it 9. And this is a big boy. This is a nice size planter. And again, really good detail. So personally, I'm chuffed about this DLC. I'm definitely going to use this equipment as and when, and I'll obviously be using this on this map, just on a personal playthrough, just to try it out. But I like it. So the last 2 pieces of kit, which will make it 10 and 11. So I'm counting 10, 11. I'm counting 11 items then within the pack. I know you could say 12 because there's that front, but it's really just one combined into that. So I'm going to say 11. There's 11 items in the pack. And these are finally weeders. So you've got a big weeder here. It's massive. I think it could be 24 meters with that, but we'll just check it out. In fact, let's definitely find that out just to make sure. It is 24.5 meters, but this one is a hoe, so it can actually remove medium weeds as well. I'd say it's more likely equipment for large tractors, maybe medium on some of them. There is that seeder would be good on a small tractor, but a lot of this stuff, like even this row is, I mean, this weeder here that removes medium, that's probably one of the biggest I've seen, definitely, and that'll have a lot of benefits because I prefer to use mechanical weeders than actual herbicide. So having one that's 12 meters is a bonus and a half. But it's nice to have the option to take out medium weeds, and if you've got a big field, that'll come in handy. So my overall review on this is I personally think it's not bad. For £8 to get 11 pieces of equipment that are really detailed and to have a map as well isn't too bad at all. It's probably not the best DLC we've ever had. I still think Precision Farming stands up tall for that just because it's such a game changer for me. But I also think as well at the same time, you know, the Year 2 Season Pass has got better. So if you purchase this isn't a bad addition to be included in it. So if you haven't got the Year 2 Season Pass, you can actually purchase it using my promo code. It's Scroft. I'll make sure it's in the video description if you are interested. Also, you can purchase this just directly on its own if you want to do that as well. I'll make sure that's in the video description. I do appreciate that a lot. It obviously helps me get to the next grade, which I think is silver. And I think as soon as I can get silver, I might be able to get early access and do reviews obviously before they come out so you can see them. And the one thing I can guarantee is I'll always give you an honest review and tell you what I personally think on it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And I am going to be making my normal videos straight after this. So you'll see some more videos coming out this week. Back on Court Farm, back on Belly Spring, and then obviously at the weekend, the Farmander will turn. And again, thank you to everyone that donated to the fundraiser. It was absolutely incredible the amount of support that gathered. And yeah, I'm still gobsmacked by that. Just shows what an amazing community the farming sim community is. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.